Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here and joining us this Shabbat together. I invite everyone to open up our Sidurim, Sidor Lev Shalem, and we will get started with this evening's service. I invite everyone to turn to page 10 and let us sing together Yedid Nefesh as an introduction to Kabbalat Shabbat in order to get our service started. Page 10 together, Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh Av Harachaman Meshoch Avtach El Ritzonach Yarutz Avdach Kemo Hayal Ishtachave Mul Hadarach Ki Erav Lo Yedidutach Mino Fetzuf V'chol Ta'am. Beautiful, splendorous light of the world, my soul is sick with love. God, please heal her by bathing her in your serene light. Then she shall surely be strengthened and healed and be your servant forever. Higalena ufros chaviv alai et sukat shelomach ta'ir eretz mikevodach Nagila v'nismecha bach Maher ahuv ki ava moed v'choneni ki me'olam La da 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 la da 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 La da 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 la la da da la da 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 la da 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 la da 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 la la da da la da 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 la da 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 la da 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 la 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 da da La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da. La da da da. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da 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 da. La 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 la. I invite everyone to turn to page 11 as we formally begin Kabbalat Shabbat with the beginning of Psalm 95. Lechu neranena, please sing along. Lechu neranena, neranena, l'Adonai naria, naria, l'tzur isheinu. Lechu neranena, neranena, l'Adonai naria, naria, l'tzur isheinu. Nekadama fanav, nekadama fanav, nekadama fanav, betoda. Bizmirot, bizmirot, narialo, bizmirot, bizmirot, narialo. Lechu neranena, neranena, l'Adonai naria, naria, l'tzur isheinu. The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea in its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult. Even the trees of the forest shall sing praise as Adonai comes. comes to judge the earth, judging lands with righteousness and peoples with divine truth. Let's turn to page 14 and let's sing together Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umlo'o. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, umlo'o. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Exalt Adonai our God and bow down as God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy. Page 20 towards the middle of the page with the little arrow, Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kocho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kocho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kocho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu vehishtachavu lehar kodesho. I invite everyone to turn the next page to page 21 and to please rise as we sing together Psalm 29, Mizmor LeDavid. Mizmor LeDavid, Havul Adonai Bnei Elim, Havul Adonai Kavod Va'oz, Havul Adonai Kevod Shemo, Hishtachavul Adonai Behadrat Kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim, El hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai Shover arazim, Vaishaber Adonai et arzei halavanon, Vayarkideim kemo egel, Levanon vesirion, kemo ben re'emim. Kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh, Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh. Kol Adonai Yechol El Ayalot, Vayechesof Yeharot, Uvehechalo kulo Omer Kavod. Adonai lamabul yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. You may be seated, and we will continue now with Lechadodi, the prayer that officially welcomes Shabbat into our midst, and we will sing together the first two stanzas of Lecha Dodi on page 23, and then the middle stanza on page 24, followed by the final stanza on page 25, and at that point we will all rise and face the entrance of our home to welcome Shabbat officially at that point. Pages 23 through 25. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat mekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi anu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shem ultiferet ve'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, Ki hi mekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machashava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Page 24. Hitoreri, Kiva orech umiori, Uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance of your home, bottom of page 25. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam besimcha uvetzola, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. I just want to take a quick second to mention that part of the ritual of rising for the final stanza of Lecha Dodi is that we are literally welcoming the Shabbat bride. And similar to when we attend a wedding, whenever the bride enters the room and walks down the aisle, we all rise, and in some cases we even kind of lean forward a little bit towards the bride to acknowledge the entrance of the bride. So that's what we do at that stanza, and at the literal words, Boi chala, welcome our bride, we bow to one side and then bow to the other side when we say it again. And so that's where that tradition comes from, of rising and bowing at the end of Lecha Dodi. With that, let us continue on page 27 with Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Please sing along. Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Lehagid baboker chastecha, Ve'emunatecha baleilot, Ale asor va'ale navel, Ale higayon bechinor, Mizmor shir le'yom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in our God's courtyards. Tzadi Katamar, page 28. Tzadi Katamar yiferach ke'erez balevanon yiske shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzerot Eloheinu yaferichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim vera'ananim yiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tsuri tsuri velo avalat abo. I want to take a couple of minutes before we continue with Mariv to share a little bit about this Shabbat and this week's Torah reading. I'm going to begin by telling a small story. A college student recently graduated high school, came from a good Jewish family, and moved away to college. And a few months into it, he called his mother and said, "Mom, I need some money." And she said, "Okay, not a problem. I will send you in the mail a couple of checks. And by the way, you also left your calculus book here at the house the last time you came to visit, so I'm going to send that back to you as well." She writes the checks, takes the book, puts it in the package, and sends it on its way. And later on that evening, her husband asked her, "How much money did you give our son?" And she said, "Well, I wrote one check for $20, and then I wrote a second check for $1,000. And he said, "Are you crazy? That's $1,020. He doesn't need that much money. He's only in college." And she said, "Honey, don't worry. He'll never find the $1,000 check. You see, I taped the $20 check on the cover of his textbook, but the $1,000 check I put in the middle of one of the pages that he's never opened." So, with that story, that leads us to our Torah reading this week, where we are in the midst of the Passover story. And our Torah reading teaches us that we should actually retell the Passover story to our children and pass that on from one generation to the next. I'll be speaking tomorrow morning a little bit more about what it means for how different people learn and how different people not only learn from books, but learn life lessons and learn just how to get through life. You know, between children and between adults, everybody learns a little bit differently. And in different situations, a one-size-fits-all educational model does not always work, especially nowadays. And if we think back to the college student, he would certainly be learning a lesson based on that one check is taped to the front of the book and the other check is hidden within the book. He may not be, learning calculus, but he would certainly be learning that he would not be getting the money that he is supposed to be getting because he never opened his calculus book. And so I wanted to share that with you this evening as a little bit of a teaser as to the learning and what we're going to talk about tomorrow morning in regards to what we can take away from different forms of learning, not just from the Torah, but from each other as well. And with that, let us continue with our Mariv service. We will turn to page 39a for the Baruch Hu. I invite everyone to please rise. Lai dai 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 dai, lai dai 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 dai, lai dai 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 dai, lai dai dai dai, lai dai 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 dai, lai dai 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 dai, lai dai 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 dai, lai dai dai dai. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Please join me on the English side of 39a. Baruch Atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch Atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. U'ma'avir yom u'mevi laila, u'ma'avdil ben yom u'ven laila, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamidim Lo Chaleinu Le'olam Vaed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Page 40, Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shokveinu u'v'kumeinu, Nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam vaed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, ve'orech yameinu, u'vahem nege yomam v'layla, Yomam v'layla, ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'sharecha. We will continue privately with the second and third paragraphs of the Shema, page 42. Then you will remember and fulfill all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem, top of page 43a. Emet ve'emuna kol zot ve'kayam aleinu, ki hu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ein zulato, v'anachnu Yisrael, Amo. Habad Yom Yamelachim. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ובני ישראל לכהנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוכי הים לפני משה, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. And let us turn now to page 45 and sing as well as read together Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechaim ulshalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Uferos aleinu sukat shelomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. We will continue now with Vishamru and Chatzi Kaddish on page 46. Please rise and please sing along. Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מברך לעלם לעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשם בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו Amen. And we will continue now with the private silent Amidah that begins on page 47 and concludes on page 52. Purify our hearts to serve you truly. Adonai our God, lovingly and willingly grant that we inherit your holy Shabbat, that the people Israel, who make your name holy, may find rest on this day. Baruch Atah Adonai, who makes our Shabbat holy. We'll continue with the full Kaddish, middle of page 54. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. בעלמא דברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלת ההון ובתהון דכל ישראל קודם אבהון דבישמיא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבא מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. And in a few seconds, we are going to get ready to do the Friday night Kiddush. If you have your cup of wine or grape juice, please get that handy. We will turn to page 55. Once again, page 55. Savrim Ananan Verabanan Verabotai, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei Peri Hagafen. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki yavanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uveratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We will continue now with Aleinu, page 56. Please remain standing if you are able. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, lateit gedula leotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kimishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegoralenu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד, על כן נקווה לך אדוני אלוהינו. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני מלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. At this point, we will take a moment to remember those in our community, our loved ones who are no longer with us. This Shabbat, we remember Grace Shimano, Jeanette Kadelman, Janet Diane Kahn, Irving Shimano, Beatrice Avner, and Joseph Slapper. And if there's anybody else you are remembering this Shabbat, please take a moment to remember them in your mind and in your heart. May all of their memories be for blessing and for goodness. We will continue with the Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, be'almad yivarach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Israel, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam al'alme almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated, and I will now hand it over to Harvey for some announcements.
Yes, tomorrow from 11 to noon is Better Together. Seniors and confirmation students getting together for an intergenerational program. That's going to be kind of like a program for the next coming season of Better Together sessions. Tuesday, January 31st, our Sofer Zerach Greenfeld will be returning, and he will host a program on Torah preparation and maintenance, and all are invited. That's Tuesday at 4:30, January 31st. And of course, a week from Friday, from today, is our musical Shabbat, was featuring our own cantor, Jonathan Angris, a special musical Kabbalat Shabbat, plus a roast chicken dinner with all the trimmings and a surprise dessert. It's going to be a wonderful evening, and I know that Cantor Angris has been spending lots and lots of time preparing for it. And in order to come, you have to pre-register. The cost is $18, and you can pre-register by notifying the office or by simply going to the website, which has made it very easy to actually register for these events. And Sunday, February 12th, is the Worldwide Wrap, which, of course, is about the importance of tefillin. And February 24th is the last day to RSVP for the big event, which is coming up on March 5th. And there's lots and lots of information about that in the shofar and on the blasts. And we'll be talking about it from time to time during the coming weeks on Shabbat. So good Shabbos, everyone. Hope to see you tomorrow morning, 9:30.
Okay, thank you, Harvey. And just a couple of quick additions to that. With the Shabbat Shirah service next week, it is going to be a very uplifting Friday night service accompanied on the piano. We have a local pianist who is willing to join us and play for us. And you're going to hear a lot of different types of music. You're going to hear some congregational tunes that you've known for a long time in their original setting, what they originally sounded like. You're going to hear some original new music. You're going to hear cantorial music. It's going to be a very eclectic bunch of tunes and music that you'll be able to sing along with, listen to, and enjoy on Friday night. And yes, there is reservations for the dinner, but of course the service is open to anybody. And as always, even though it will be in person, it will also be on Zoom and live streamed as well. And then also the Worldwide Wrap will be that February 12th, like Harvey said, at 9:30 a.m. We will begin with a discussion and demonstration about tefillin, and then actually have a short minyan service for Sunday morning as part of Worldwide Wrap as well. So please come for that, and please welcome our religious school students to that as well. They will be coming to learn about tefillin. So we will conclude now with Adon Olam on page 211. Adon Olam asher malach beterem kol yitzir nivra le'et na'asa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora vehu haya vehu hove vehu yihye betifara vehu echad ve'ein sheni lehamshil lo lehachbira beli reshit beli tachlit velo haoz vehamisra vehu eli וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו, אבקיר רוחי בעת אישן ואירה, ואם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי, ולא ira. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please join us tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. in person or online. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Go off, leave. It's down here. It says
Yeah, there's nobody there.
it's not supposed to be. This was